Hey guys, Tyler here. One of the central themes of the Mass Effect series is the relationship between organic life and artificial intelligence. A common staple of sci-fi storytelling, its depiction in the Mass Effect universe is not wholly unprecedented, with various story elements lifted from other properties, like the parallels between the Geth-Quarian conflict and the human-Cylon war in Battlestar Galactica. Speaking of BSG, one of that show's stars, Tricia Helfer, who plays the humanoid Cylon Caprica 6, voices the Normandy SR2's onboard AI, EDI, which stands for Enhanced Defense Intelligence. Developed by Cerberus and introduced in Mass Effect 2, as players will know, EDI gets a sleek robotic body in Mass Effect 3, becoming a full-fledged squad mate. And in a similar vein to discussions over whether Geth like Legion have a soul, Commander Shepard can answer questions EDI has about human behavior and choose to encourage or discourage a romantic relationship with Normandy's pilot, Joker.
Jeff, you have brittle bones. She's made of metal.
In this video, I'd like to take a closer look at what sets EDI apart from other machine intelligences in the Mass Effect universe, comparing her programming to our expectations about AI in real life. Let's get started. Before we dive in, I'd like to tell you about the sponsor of today's video, my Patreon. By becoming a patron of mine, you're not only supporting the channel, but you also get access to some awesome perks. There are 5 tiers, each with their own unique benefits. At the $2 per month level, you'll get your name in the credits of my videos, plus behind-the-scenes photos, patron-only polls, and special roles in my Discord, as well as ultra-high resolution digital artwork like the maps for my videos, where I chart the routes of various Starfleet ships. You can also read my Star Trek fan comic, Star Trek Endurance. At the $5 level, in addition to the previous rewards, you'll get exclusive monthly vlogs and occasionally extended cuts of some of my video essays. $10 gets you a follow on social media, if that's something you care about, plus a personalized thank you message in your Patreon inbox. At $25, you'll be credited as a top patron and get early access to all rough cuts and occasional script drafts. At the $50 level, I'll give you a verbal shout out in one of my videos, and at $100, well, let's just say at that point, I'm just grateful to have your support. Even if you sign up for the free tier, you can still follow some of my major channel updates. If you join as a YouTube member, you'll get similar perks, but not as many as on my Patreon. Just go to patreon.com/OrangeRiver to sign up today. Now, back to the video. First things first, we need to clarify some definitions. In Mass Effect, the most commonly encountered intelligence software programs are called virtual intelligences, or VIs. These are essentially more sophisticated versions of digital assistants designed specifically to make it easier to use computer systems and process data. Though some VIs have personality imprints and unique speech patterns, they aren't actually self-aware, just made to appear intelligent with clever programming. This limitation is purposeful, as it reduces the risk of a VI exceeding its intended functions or rebelling against its creators, though notably it does not eliminate that possibility. For instance, the Quarians originally designed the Geth as labor VIs, but the Geth eventually developed sentience, rebelling against their Quarian masters after they attempted to exterminate the Geth and reducing the Quarians to a race of nomads. This serves as a cautionary tale to the rest of the galaxy of AI's potential dangers, and the Citadel Council legally enforces systematic repression of AI and AI research. So it should come as no surprise that an organization like Cerberus has no qualms about developing an AI of their own. Cautionary tales be damned. Okay, well, to be fair to them, EDI's original programming includes some behavioral blocks that make her unable to interface with Normandy's systems for most of Mass Effect 2. That said, the Elusive Man restricts Shepard's access to some of EDI's files for unknown reasons, likely wanting to keep Shepard partially in the dark about Cerberus's inner workings. EDI proves extremely useful to Shepard's squad, providing vital logistical information, as well as charting out optimal solutions to problems. She brings the defense turrets on Horizon online to fire against the Collector's ship, forcing them to abort their abduction of the colonists. She confirms the Collectors are genetically rewritten Protheans by comparing Collector DNA samples to known Prothean DNA fragments. She even uncovers the fact that the Elusive Man sent Normandy into a trap using a falsified Turian distress signal. well. And of course, she is crucial in processing intel to help Normandy pass through the Omega-4 relay after acquiring and integrating the Reaper IFF. It's during the final Collector assault on the ship prior to traveling through the relay that Joker is forced to remove EDI's AI shackles to combat a computer virus, granting her access to Normandy's systems and allowing their escape.
Great. See, this is where it starts. We're just all organic batteries. Guess who they'll blame?
Well, this is all Joker's fault. What a tool he was. I have to spend all day computing pi because he plugged in the Overlord.
After the SR-2 is placed in the Alliance's possession prior to Mass Effect 3, EDI poses as a simple VI to prevent Alliance engineers from attempting to remove her. When Earth is invaded, she hacks the docking clamps and escapes with Joker on board. During the investigation of data in the Prothean archives on Mars, she takes over the body of a Cerberus synthetic infiltration unit that is masquerading as Dr. Eva Corey. Following her integration into Corey's body, EDI claims she still exists primarily in the ship, but the new body is like a mobile platform that can provide limited fire ground support when within the Normandy's broadcast or tight beam range. As mentioned earlier, throughout the game, EDI engages Shepard in conversations about the nature of existence, particularly asking Shepard for advice. And we ain't just talking about advice for Joker in the bedroom, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? She discusses strategy and tactics with Shepard, philosophizes about the universe, and ultimately wonders what her purpose is. If Shepard tells her it's not that different from that of organic life, to do what it wants, and that organics find meaning in good deeds, EDI prioritizes her processing power towards altruism. If Shepard espouses the belief synthetics' purpose is what they're designed for, they can encourage EDI to get behind Cerberus's original goal of giving humanity a fighting chance. And EDI pledges to devote processing power to other goals she deems worthy. She surmises that, because the Reapers threaten organics who are helping her develop a perspective on existence, she retains a vested interest in helping keep her friends alive. Much of this is, again, pretty familiar territory when it comes to artificial intelligences and sci-fi. But the question I want to pose today is, to what degree can we really say that EDI is sapient or even conscious, especially compared to the geth and to organics? Something else I should point out is that, while I described earlier how EDI was developed by Cerberus as an AI, this is only half the story. She was actually born from a VI that went rogue and took over an Alliance facility on Luna. Shepard can encounter this VI in a DLC mission from Mass Effect 1, though if the player chooses to forgo this mission, Shepard still hears about it secondhand. Of course, this is not to say that this rogue VI immediately became EDI, though it is confirmed the Luna incident was the result of AI experimentation gone wrong. No, this VI was later modified with tech salvaged from the Reaper Sovereign. This means EDI's creation is not entirely the result of human technological feats, but a taste of what Cerberus was capable of after getting their hands on alien technology. This is not at all out of line with Cerberus's other actions, mind you. We find out Cerberus actually used their influence to jumpstart the Alliance's decision to build the Normandy SR-1, obtaining secrets of advanced Turian technology to later help build the SR-2. And as the Elusive Man claims, controlling the Reapers would enable humanity to advance eons beyond the technological level they've already achieved by uncovering mass relay technology decades prior. In a nutshell, EDI is only possible thanks to technology derived from the galaxy's greatest enemy. So what does this have to do with EDI's sentience? Well, a few years ago, I made a video on this channel examining whether I thought Star Trek missed the mark with its relative lack of prevalent, visible AIs, or if the franchise's restraint with depicting synthetic beings was actually more realistic. Obviously, part of the motivation for this was the current AI boom we're in as of the making of these two videos. But if there's one thing about the current day AI boom of which I'm certain, it's that it is a bubble. Not just any bubble either. This could end up being the biggest economic bubble in United States history, with the potential to devastate the world economy on a scale comparable to the Great Depression. Following the inevitable collapse of this bubble, which has inflated Nvidia's stock to make it the most valuable company in the world, I have no doubt we'll see a massive scaling back of AI-related initiatives and startups. All those data centers we're building will eventually be used for something else, I'm sure. But in the meantime, AI threatens to decimate the labor force. Having said all this, the large language models of today are nowhere near comparable to the advances in computing, neuroscience, and mechanical engineering required to create automatons similar to the classic androids of pop culture. Some hyper-optimistic futurists have predicted the arrival of artificial general intelligence, or when a machine can perform a variety of tasks as well as or better than a human, as early as the 2040s. But I'm skeptical of even that. In addition to the technical hurdles, the economic incentives for society to invest heavily into developing true AGI are just not there. Many believe it may be a century before it's possible, if it is at all. Hence, I concluded that Star Trek, which also depicts a future with a very humanist-focused Earth society, might actually have gotten it right when it comes to depicting fully sapient AIs as incredibly uncommon. And to boot, there's probably a lot of invisible lower-level AI that helps Earth's society function, which, along with their post-scarcity economic system, enables the population to largely pursue careers out of sheer passion rather than necessity. In Mass Effect, it's a little different, as capitalism and poverty are still present on late 22nd century Earth. But among advanced nations, the abundance of wealth and resources that has been afforded by Mass Effect technology has once again enabled humans to leap forward millennia. Now, I don't think all of this is necessary to produce VIs, since even in real life we've had bots that can pass a basic version of the Turing test for quite a long time. But in my opinion, the technological prowess required to even attempt to create true AIs would be massively helped by the advanced alien technology humans have discovered in the game's universe. The reverse engineering of Reaper tech is stated to be the key difference that drives EDI's consciousness, and the Reapers have been around for millions of years. But even divorced from access to Reaper technology, even the Quarians had been spacefaring for roughly 2,000 years before they created the geth. All of this is to say that, left to our own devices, it's uncertain how long it would actually take for us to even come close to creating true AGI. People who have convinced themselves that LLMs have even an inkling of conscious thought are, in my opinion, giving them way too much credit. Don't get me wrong, aside from the abomination against God that is generative AI art, it is impressive what we've been able to accomplish with deep learning in fields like medical science, such as with Google's AlphaFold that has accelerated our march towards curing various cancers. But if you actually study how an LLM works, you would quickly recognize that it does not remotely function like a human brain. Animal brains have evolved over billions of years to be able to do what they excel at, and since we're already hitting the limits of things like Moore's Law, it's possible that synthetic intelligence may only be achievable with the genetic engineering of organic tissue. It's certainly happened that way with entities like Mother Brain in the Metroid franchise. This is certainly something that gives cybernetics a leg up over artificial intelligence in terms of a plausible sci-fi future. And indeed, it's actually what defines the Reapers. Even they are a synthesis of the organic and artificial. It's why they're the catalyst's solution to the problem of synthetics rebelling against their creators. It's also why I think choosing the synthesis ending in Mass Effect 3 is kind of icky, even if you have the war assets, but I digress. So it's not a surprise to me that Reaper technology specifically is what enabled Cerberus to elevate EDI's original VI programming to new heights. So, is EDI conscious? I actually think that's maybe a judgment call for individual players to make. Admittedly, she doesn't have the same grasp on human emotions as we do, but in my estimation, I think there's enough there to say yes, EDI does have a soul, if humans do too. I'm being somewhat metaphorical with that phrasing, but you know what I mean. However, as defined by the criteria I've laid out, I actually think you can make an argument that the geth are not conscious. This is despite the franchise's portrayal of the geth as an allegory for oppressed peoples, not an uncommon trope for AI in science fiction, but one that has somewhat shaky grounds as a concept. Even Legion is an amalgamation of 1,183 concurrent programs housed in a single mobile platform. Now, you can argue that our consciousness is an amalgamation of thousands of mathematical processes, but once again, by the game's own rules, it's only after Legion disperses its personality into the Reaper-enhanced Geth consensus as a self-sacrifice that it becomes a true individual. I'm not saying I didn't cry when I had to kill Legion on my first playthrough, because I did. But the reason I cried is because the game's writers did such a good job of convincing me that Legion had been a person all along, even if the hard facts mean that in-universe that wasn't always the case. This is, though, a good argument, I think, for why peace between the Quarians and Geth is the ideal outcome if you have enough war assets. This is despite the fact that I usually choose the destroy ending, which also destroys the Geth and EDI, which I do consider regrettable, but necessary. Either way, as I've hopefully demonstrated, I do think there's some nuance to the question of whether these machines have feelings. Whether this applies to Data and Star Trek is also up for debate, since Star Trek does kind of treat the existence of a soul with more credence than Mass Effect, though that's outside the scope of this video. While it feels morally correct from an allegorical standpoint for Data to have rights, in real life, the assigning of rights to non-human entities can be a slippery slope. Most agree that animals deserve some rights since they can feel pain. But when the US Supreme Court has granted personhood rights to corporations, where we draw the line is going to be more of a pressing issue in our real future. On that note, thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a thumbs up down below and don't forget to share it. That stuff really helps me out. If you haven't subscribed yet, be sure to do that as well so you won't miss future uploads, and click the bell icon to receive all notifications. If you want to support my work even further, you can become a patron at patreon.com/OrangeRiver, link in the description, or become a YouTube member by clicking the join button on my channel page. By becoming a patron or member, you also get access to awesome perks like behind the scenes photos and videos, patron member only polls, name in the credits, merch discounts, and more. Or you can drop a one-time super thanks or PayPal donation. All are appreciated. Links to my PayPal as well as my social media and merch store are in the description too. Also, just as a reminder, I do have a second channel, OrangeRiver Plus, where I've uploaded the VODs of lots of my gaming streams, with more on the way. And in addition to some other goofy one-offs and extra behind-the-scenes content, I've officially made it my second streaming platform, so be sure to subscribe there too, so you don't miss any new content. That's all I have for this week. I should go. Do you like merchandise? If so, head on over to the new and improved OrangeRiver merch store. That's right, OrangeRiver is now officially on Spreadshop. I've got a bunch of awesome new designs, including All the Way Down,
All the Way,
Vape God, Tally, aka Best Girl,
it was totally worth it.
and what is perhaps my greatest design yet,
I love being married to my husband.
Plus, I've got some of my classic designs like OrangeRiver Arrowhead, N7, and more. And there are even some new products like OrangeRiver hats. That's right, OrangeRiver hats now exist. Visit the link in the description to get discounts and other special deals on items from my store.